All right, in Core 1 today, we took a look at the surface area of rectangular prisms. Now, remember, a rectangular prism has some rectangle on the front, and it's extended off into the third dimension, which means it's been given 3D depth. Now, I'm going to give myself some measurements. Well, first of all, let's say we have a base, a depth, and a height. Let's say my base is 8 inches, my depth is 9 inches, and my height is 7 inches. So 7, 8, and 9. Just comes out like that. Now, surface area, as we defined in class, is the sum of all areas. Now, that means the area of the front, the area of the side, the area of the top, the area of the back, the left, and the bottom. Now, a rectangular prism has 6 sides or faces that we need to worry about. However, thankfully, rectangular prism is the easiest of our 3D shapes to do this with. So, to start out with, let's look at the long process, which means we are going to look at all the sides one by one. Now, let's say this is the front. I'm going to color code this a bit. The front has measurements 8 and 7. Let's look at the side. Now, the side is a little bit skewed, but if we imagine a rectangular prism, we know it's got a rectangle there on the side that has a measurement of 9 and a height, so of 7. And I'll mark that one blue. And lastly, we have the top, which is a little bit harder even to figure out, because it has a base of 8 and a depth of 9. Now, we want the sum of all areas of all 6 sides or faces. So that means we multiply to find the area of each rectangle. 7 times 8 is 56. 7 times 9 is 63. 9 times 8 is 72. Now, what we have to be careful of is a rectangular prism has 6 sides. All we see are 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. The opposite ends of every rectangular prism are the same, which means we have 2 of the fronts, 2 of the sides, and 2 of the tops. So before I add everything up, I want to make sure I'm accounting for all 6 sides. Now I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 times 2, so I'm going to have 6 sides accounted for. 56 times 2 is 112. 63 times 2 is 126. 72 times 2 is 144. Now it's the sum of all the areas, so I take 112, 126, 144. I add them all up, and I get 382. Now, area, surface area, is always your unit squared. Now, that's the long way, but that's the way it works. You figure out all your individual areas, figure out what measurements go with them, and add them all up. There is a shorter way, a way that involves an equation, so let's look at that. So our equation for this. Now, all we're going to do is we're going to turn this whole process into a quick one-step if we're using a calculator. And I'm going to use it using H, B, and D. Now, to find the first triangle, it was H times B. It's my equation, H times B. Then I added this one, which is 7, 9, so HD. And then this one, which is 9, 8, so BD. I took everything and doubled it to account for everything else. Now, if you notice, I have H, B, and D, so I have HB, HD, BD. I have every combination of HBD. Now, just to check my work, if I include our numbers, so the H's are 7s, the B's are 8, the D's are 9, you're going to see what we already had to do. 7 times 8 is what we did up here. 7 times 9 is what we did right here. 8 times 9 is what we did right here, and then we doubled it all. So 7 times 8 is 56. 7 times 9 is 63. 9 times 8 is 72. I'm going to add those up. 56 plus 63 plus 72 is, let's see, I'm going to set that up, 56, 63, 72. 1, carry the 1, 6, 12, 19, 191. So it's 2 times 191. I get the answer I expected. If I did it, then I did something wrong, but I did. So, definitely need to know how the individual sides work, but need to know the equation as well. The equation will get you there a lot quicker, but if you don't know how this works, you're not going to understand the equation. Now, tomorrow we're going to do the same kind of stuff, but we're going to apply it to triangular prisms and cylinders, which are just circular prisms.